Welcome back to the Disturbed Chronicles. My name's Cams, and I'm glad you're here because today's video we're going to talk about Shanaya Coley, who was abducted from her Paterson, New Jersey apartment complex back in December of 2017. So it's a Tuesday night, December 5th, just before 11 p.m., and Shanaya is getting ready to leave for work. She goes outside to get in her vehicle, and just before she can get inside her car, she is attacked, and Shanaya is shoved inside her own vehicle. You can find her blood and glasses that are left behind at the scene. It is stated that she was stabbed before she was kidnapped and thrown into her own car. Shanaya was born on January 24th, 1993, and she was a lifelong resident of Paterson, New Jersey. She was a child of God, and she was employed as a home health aide at Eastern Christian Children's Retreat. Shanaya was a young mother to a little boy named Amir. I think it's Amir. And he was just 3 years old when his mother, Shanaya, went missing. Shanaya would be missing for several months with no leads or suspects, no arrests, no idea what happened or why she was abducted.
She goes out, but she has a child who's about to be 4 years old. So, I mean, her outings are scarce. It's not like she's a party girl and she's just out here partying every night. Right, she's a workaholic.
Her family remained and still remains extremely positive in hopes of finding Shanaya, especially her mother, Rachel Martin. About 5 months later, on May 8th, 2018, Shanaya's body was discovered inside of her own vehicle, abandoned in a nearby apartment complex. It was only about a mile away from where she was abducted, and a man actually is the one who discovered Shanaya's body, and he called the police, and this is what he had to say.
Me and my daughter and my son-in-law, we went to turn the car on. My son-in-law said, damn, I smell something really funky. I said, I just noticed the smell myself. I said, but I don't know. I said, but it's probably a dead cat. I said, that's what I keep telling her. I thought it was a dead cat. So for some reason, Sunday morning, I decided to go take my garbage to the dumpster back there. And I said, I'm going to go back there and see if the smell's still the same. When I went, I said, let me look at the back window without touching it. I ain't got no fingerprints on that. I noticed the blanket, the white blanket with the polka dots in the back. And it was like a hump in the back seat. And I said, wow, I got to call 911 right away. I said, this smell is real bad. We got flies here. We're talking about big, big flies. And the smell was so bad, I couldn't even be there. I noticed that car parked there since, I say, December 2017. And, for some reason, I didn't pay no mind to it because everybody parks their car back there. If you got insiders, people here in this apartment complex, they got family that come here. There's no parking, so they park back there. We don't know what comes in here and what goes out here. I feel bad for the family. And I just want the family to know, I did the call, but I did not know nothing about that because I don't look into the news or nothing like that. It's just into my space, and that's all I do. I stay in my space. But I'm so hurt. I'm really hurt because it's somebody's child, and then she has a 4-year-old kid. That's heartbreaking, real bad, because I got kids and I know I love my children. But what happened to her, I pray to God that they find out who did it. I really do.
When police arrived, they found a body in the back of a gray Nissan, and it was covered in flies and it was wrapped in a blanket or a sheet. And her autopsy revealed that Shanaya died from multiple incision and puncture wounds. Shanaya's death was ruled a homicide, and there has been no arrest or suspects till this day. Her family says that they could have walked to this location that Shanaya was found in just minutes. So it had to have been moved there or they would have found it. They looked everywhere in the area. And of course, the police have looked as well. And nobody believes that vehicle was there.
We have flyers posted out, gonna put it at gas stations, places that would think people would see them, and just try to get people eyes open and looking out for the car and also her.
So that does raise some questions on how the car got back so close to her actual home with her body inside of it. We know she was kidnapped, but we don't know why or, what the actual motive was, because people usually have a motive for doing things like this, which it wasn't for the vehicle because the vehicle was left behind along with Shanaya. So Paterson, New Jersey has had 12 unsolved homicides between December 2017 all the way through November of 2018. So, about a year of a lot of unsolved homicides. And some of these cases, they have had arrests, but most of them are completely unsolved and they don't know who did it, including Shanaya's case. When police found Shanaya's body, they believed that it would be crucial evidence and that it would actually lead to a break in the case. But it's been 7 years, and till this day, nobody's been arrested yet. And not a lot of information has actually been released to the public about this, but Shanaya's father, Willie, did state that his daughter Shanaya took out a restraining order on an unknown person. Now, the police would be able to figure out who she took this restraining order out on, but they still haven't made any arrests, so that may have been a dead lead.
Feeling right now is just to get my daughter back home. I want to just see her. Just want to see her. Just want, that door there, every time it opens and I don't open it, I'm just hoping that it's her walking through it. I'm sitting right here, man. I was watching television and I never heard a thing outside until they knocked on the door. What brought me outside was when the officer came to my house and asked me about and asked me questions. I had no idea what went on outside that door. I'm looking at things and I'm just hoping the better, not the worse. And after I went downtown with the officer and got back home, I basically got in my car and I went riding around looking for a car. Hoping that somewhere I might see it, might see it somewhere on the streets or in the lot or wherever I go to the obvious places. Malls and shopping centers I rode around, and most of them till around maybe 4:35 in the morning. I got no good words to say about the person that took her. I mean, give her back.
Rachel Martin, Shanaya's mother, still remains positive that one day the police will make an arrest and they will have justice for their daughter. She says she is thankful for the Paterson police and all that they are doing. And she is glad that Shanaya was brought back home even though she was not alive.
You have to choose how you're going to live your life when tragedy comes. Mm-hmm. I feel if I was to say in tears, I'm not living for Shanaya. The people who did this would also have taken me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Shanaya needs me. Mm-hmm. So in order to fight for her, I have to live for her. Mm-hmm. You're speaking to me, but you're also speaking to Shanaya. I am her face, I am the voice, but I am Shanaya.
This is probably the most positive I've ever seen a mother after going through such a tragic situation, because parents aren't supposed to bury their own children, right? And Shanaya's son Amir would be around 12 years old now in 2025. And he unfortunately does have to grow up without a mother. But thankfully, he has a very supportive family, and his grandmother helps keep Shanaya's memory alive. And one thing to note is that New Jersey is a fairly safe state considering the national crime rate average, but they do have a particularly high property crime rate, especially for motor vehicle theft, which is interesting considering Shanaya was kidnapped and thrown into her own vehicle. And New Jersey is also the highest in the country for pedestrian fatalities. Let's continue to pray for Shanaya and her family and hope that one day we will have answers on what truly happened to Shanaya. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, drop a comment below, and tell me what you think happened to Shanaya. And hit that subscribe button for me while you're at it. And as always, I hope that I will see you on the next disturbing video.